As we get ready to wrap up the month of May, it also marks the end of Mental Health Awareness Month. So I wanted to take some time to shed light on a subject near to me, perinatal mental health. The time immediately before and after a mom gives birth is vital. I spoke to one mom who sought the help she needed, changing her life and the lives of her twin daughters.
You could find Tessa Jocham at the gym 6 days a week.
Being exhausted from working out is the best part of my day.
It's not just for her physical health, but for her mental health too. And her twin girls, who she had a hard time bonding with when they were first born almost 8 years ago.
When you hear about women's stories of, oh, I was so in love the second they were born, and I did not feel that way. It was like, get them away from me. I don't want to hold them. It was awful. I felt like a bad mom.
Like 20% of new mothers, Tessa was diagnosed with postpartum depression.
You don't know at the time. Your emotions are all crazy. Your hormones are all crazy. You hear all these other mom stories, and it's hard, especially because I felt like I missed out on some things with them when they were really little.
Motherhood was something she always wanted, but an unexpected turn in her pregnancy gave doctors no choice but to perform an emergency C-section.
And that was kind of what started my my postpartum depression, because I didn't feel like I had any children. I woke up and I had babies and I didn't know why. I didn't get to experience that like most women do, where they're awake for them, they lay them on your chest and you get to like bond with them right away. They'd taken a bath and were wrapped in a blanket when I first saw them. So I didn't get to see that or have that like immediate bond with them. And that just kind of snowballed my postpartum depression into what it became.
She had open and honest conversations with her doctor early on, who prescribed antidepressants. Reluctant to take them at first, it was another coping mechanism that brought her balance.
When I started exercising and I started feeling better, and that combination with the antidepressant, that was the winning combination. And then I did feel better. I was like, okay. And especially having that moment where I remember like, I want to go hold them. I mean, I felt like that was, okay, it's going to get better from here now. It's not going to be like this forever. It will get better.
She was seeing Dr. DAHL at St. Vincent Healthcare, who says mental health issues don't just present themselves after the pregnancy. They can happen before birth too.
So the sooner that we can make that diagnosis, the sooner we can get a patient working on therapies to help.
Symptoms can range from having problems bonding with baby or neglecting self-care, loss of interest in activities, or unwanted thoughts.
I think ladies are embarrassed sometimes to talk about their symptoms to family and friends. So then they start to spiral down in terms of their mood, and then the longer they stay like that, then of course the worse it gets.
A series of follow-up appointments are made for new mothers in the weeks and months after delivery, giving them the chance to reach out for help if they need it.
Our whole goal is eventually to have women come and talk about feeling down or depressed the same way they would if they had a sore throat or a cold. It's about normalizing it and making sure that women understand that it's a part of their health, just like their physical health is.
Just earlier this year, St. Vincent Healthcare created a new care coordinator position to help out those new moms with things outside of medical care, like transportation, food, housing, insurance, and counseling.
We want moms to be as healthy as they can be, and if they're not feeling good themselves, then that's harder on baby. So if we can help them get all their needs, all their stable needs.
Medical professionals are also learning treating any mental health concerns earlier on is key for a healthier child.
By treating the depression and anxiety, they're finding that later on, kids are actually not becoming anxious and depressed themselves. And they don't really know what the correlation is there yet, but they are seeing it less and less generationally if we've treated it throughout pregnancy.
In a world where women try to do it all and achieve that supermom status, it's also a chance for family and friends to create that supportive network.
We just in general don't ask for help very often. There is often either a partner, a grandma, an aunt, friends that really will step in and help, and being okay asking for that help is not a weakness at all, and that it really does take an entire community and family to do this most of the time.
Now, Tessa is enjoying life with her family, and she encourages other moms feeling something's not quite right to take that first step and reach out.
Knowing that there's nothing wrong with you It's a medical thing. You might need medication. You might need a combo of maybe some exercise. Maybe a church group would help someone. Maybe the mom's group would help. And talk to somebody. Tell someone. Because I didn't want to tell anybody. I didn't even want to talk to my husband about it. My mom and I talked about it a lot. Dr. DAHL and I talked about it a lot. And I think talking to them, knowing that like I'm not weird, I'm not a bad mom, like that's something that needs to be talked about, and it's just not.
And as the world deals with the pandemic, it is adding to the stress and anxiety and depression for some moms to be. So medical workers are encouraging those moms to be open about their feelings and get some help. And likewise, spouses and family members should also be on the lookout for any changes in behavior to get their loved ones on the road to a happier, healthier life sooner. And Ed,